The epidemic of school shootings in America has prompted vigorous debate over how to prevent them. Proposed solutions range from limiting the availability of guns to actually providing guns to teachers. But another approach tries to detect threats before they become actions. One innovative company thinks that means actively scanning social media for warning signs that may call for intervention. Don Daylor visited one city where the strategy is being put into practice.
I think it changed the entire landscape for us in almost every school district in the state of Connecticut.
In the wake of the Sandy Hook school shootings, Greg Bullinger says he started to think about security differently. He is the director for public safety in Bristol, Connecticut, a district with 8,000 students. About 6 years ago, when all the districts around put things together and got district crisis teams, we didn't have much, but we added different tools in our toolbox for school security. Upgraded security cameras and more robust screening for visitors were two of those tools. Another one is Social Sentinel, a social media threat alert service that costs less than $2 per student. It scans public social media posts for threat indicators, like this one, which Bullinger received on the day we visited. A young man tweeted, "Stress can kill you." We then might pass that on to the crisis team and say, this could be a student, who's in crisis himself. I have about 33,000 posts a month. The actionable posts are 0.97 per thousand. I get 5 or 6 a day.
Is it that it just gives you an extra look at red flags?
Yes. What I learned is that we're not invading. People are posting stuff publicly.
So you're not invading these kids' privacy. These are things that they're posting socially.
Yeah, and I've been here 23 years, and I pretty much know most of the administrators or knew them all. We don't have time for that.
One post that said, "I'll kill you," was flagged. Another alert said, in part, "I gotta kill you all." But the person who posted it was not a student, and the line was a rap lyric.
My hangnail is literally going to kill me, or my boyfriend is literally going to kill me, are lexically very similar.
Polly Mangan is a Social Sentinel data scientist.
Sometimes our model is very conservative. Sometimes false positives do get sent through because it is very complicated, but we hope to remove some of the noise.
If you weren't doing this after you retired, what do you think you'd be doing?
I'd be working with schools in some way, shape, or form around safety.
Gary Margolis, a 30-year veteran of law enforcement and security, is the founder and CEO of Social Sentinel. He says the company has hundreds of contracts in more than 30 states.
Your critics, of course, say that you and companies like yours are just profiting on fear after all the school shootings, and that really you haven't stopped anything with this technology.
It's about being a part of a layered security approach, much like cameras met a need to be able to put eyeballs in places where they couldn't have human beings all the time. The fact doors, are locked and access control systems reasonably let you keep people out when they shouldn't get in. All of these technologies addressed a reasonable concern. They mitigated a reasonable risk. And we're another part of that layered strategy.
The service scans public posts on Twitter, Instagram, Ask.fm, and Tumblr, among others. Social Sentinel would not give us examples of the several hundreds of thousands of phrases that can trigger an alert.
You do think that that's a crucial part of safety, to keep an eye on what's being said and posted on social media?
The challenge we have now is, long after the game is over and the class is done and band practice is over, you're continuing the conversation digitally, and you're doing it almost constantly. They're sharing things there that I think we have an obligation to be aware of.
The business of social media watchdogs is controversial. 2 years ago, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram stopped providing user data access to a company called Geophedia, which analyzes posts within a geographic location. That was because the ACLU found police were using Geophedia to monitor activists and protesters.
Do you all do that kind of monitoring of hashtags?
We're looking for potential harm. So our system's designed that you can't input that information. You can't, we're not a search tool. We're not a general search tool where you can log into our system and throw a word in there. In fact, we are purposely not that for a number of reasons, including we don't think it's appropriate for you to be able to throw something that might be politically charged or potentially troubling as a search term in and just search for that. That's just not what we do.
You know, you have a couple of saves. It changes how you look at this.
Have you had a couple saves?
Yeah.
Greg Bullinger says he's been able to get intervention for at least 2 young adults threatening self-harm. Despite its flaws, Social Sentinel gives some peace of mind.
Could something happen? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. I don't want to say how, but I know that when I go home at night that we're doing all that we can with what we have to try and protect the kids.
Try to see all the signals.
Yeah.
Or as many as you can.
Right.
For CBS This Morning Saturday, Don Daler, Bristol, Connecticut.
I think a lot of people are saying whatever it takes.
Yeah, well, that's certainly, I mean, there are privacy concerns, but as he says, if you get a couple of saves, maybe it's worth it.
Right.